Hey guys, welcome to Abbie'sAuras and welcome back if you've been here before. Please make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Okay, so today's video is all about our inner knowing, our intuition, versus our insecurities and our ego. So I'm going to be giving you a long list on basically what our ego would be saying and our, that kind of thing, that side of things. So our insecurity, our anxiety, our ego, as if we're coming to a situation or, just being guided through life. So we're always guided, and sometimes people get our inner knowing and intuition mixed up with the ego and really just our insecurities coming up. And I think it's very important for people to know the difference, to make sure that they definitely are guided through life and to get to that amazing dream life of our manifestations. So even if you have all of the knowledge about manifestation and how it works and things like that, if you're not on the right page with this, then it's going to be hard to understand where you are in your manifestation. As in, if you're trying to manifest a dream life, you're going to be guided there through different ideas and things like that pop up in our thoughts. But if our thoughts are cluttered with this ego and our negative mindset and things like that, then how are we meant to get the guidance? So that's why I thought to do this video today. I have a list of the ego and the intuition, but I've already made this video and I felt like it was a little bit messy, so I'm going to do it again, and this time I'm only going to be reading the insecurity side because going from one to the other just got a little bit confusing, and I don't want it to be confusing so you don't understand it basically. So if we're being faced with an opportunity, let's say like this is an amazing opportunity for you, do you want it? And then the ego is like, we can't afford that, we have no more time, like you're not clever enough for that. Or our intuition would be like, oh, you would be amazing at that, you could really excel, you would inspire so many people. They're basically the kind of things that I'm going to talk about, but just more on a deeper level, because I've already done a video about this, but I've done a new list, and every time I tried to shorten it down, so I wasn't talking as much like I am right now, I just felt like every single one was really valid and you really needed to hear. So I'm just going to quickly go over the list and talk about it at the end. So number one is fear-based. So if you're really scared and you feel like kind of then not in a positive way, then then it's your insecurities and ego. Because if they're telling you, like, say it's like a relationship and they're like, oh, you're being cheated on, and like you start to feel like fear, like, oh my god, what is it about me and things like that, then it's your insecurities. Okay, so the second one is overwhelmed. So you can feel very overwhelmed with the information coming in. The third one is physical symptoms, so you can feel a little bit out of breath with the anxiety, and I used to get red blotches over my chest, maybe feeling a bit hot and sweaty and a bit dizzy, sometimes chest pains, things like that. They're all from your anxiety and ego point rather than your intuition. So also the fourth one is intense. So the information feels very intense, the energy feels very intense, and it feels very heavy. It feels like that's why it's so overwhelming, and just very heavy energy. Also, the next one is past trauma and a mindset of the future or the past, because when we have anxiety or we're thinking in this mind frame, we're never thinking about right now. We're thinking about like, what about in the future, like what's going to happen, or we're thinking about the past trauma we've been through and what if this happens again. And like it's a fear-based statement. Whatever is coming up is all around fear. So the next one is head chatter, and I resonate with this one the most because I feel like just the nagging, like irritating head chatter that you can experience when it's just not fun. And trying to calm the mind is just vital, because when we're trying to get our guidance and this head chatter is coming in and we're like, is that, you know, my guidance? No, it's not. Head chatter is never really positive either. Like, you're amazing, you've got this, like, yes, go you. It's more like, you're so stupid, like, look at you dropping everything, or like, you really think you're going to be able to do that, or he doesn't even love you, like things like that. And it's just constant, it's like on a reel, and it's just going over and over and over. It's very hard to control it at some points. So the next one is questioning yourself. So if you've, you know, trying to get guidance over something and you start to question yourself rather than like observe the situation, then it's definitely coming from the ego point of view. The next one is fight or flight and fast action taking. So if you're being told some information and you think it's obviously from your spirit guides or intuition or whatever, then, and you feel like you just want to back out and it's like, nah, I'm done, and you want to do it instantly, like action, like you're taking it straight away. Maybe it is that relationship, you know, that you think you've been cheated on in, and that's just from past trauma, and it's coming in, you're like, no, I'm out, like, see ya. And then maybe you take the action straight away and you, like, you know, ring them and like, what are you doing, blah blah blah. Most of the time it's from your ego, because if you want to act impulsively like that, then yeah, it's your ego. Okay, so the last one is emotionally intensified. So like, if your emotions are like such a heightened place, like negatively, then it's your ego. So I just want to explain all of these in a way where, if I see it as we're trying to be guided through life, and then we have like this download of information and we're like, okay, that's not the most pleasant. It's not always your intuition trying to warn you for something, because if it was your intuition, you would feel like connected, and you'd have things under control, as in, we don't know everything, but we would still feel in control of our reality. Like, it's fine, everything's fine, my spirit guides have my back, I know my own self, I know my worth, I know my power. You would also feel, most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, at peace, because here's where it gets tricky. I've said in past videos before, when I've come against a big manifestation, I have felt a little bit of fear, and I wouldn't say I was in peace, but I knew, very, very deep knowing, that was just because it was new. There was new energy coming, it was a new experience, and I was a bit scared to step into that new place. It was never from, I'm scared to do it because what if it doesn't work out, what if like this, or what if that. It was never that, it was just a bit scary to take that leap into the next version of me, and I knew that. That's why I was scared, and I didn't feel the peace at that time. But once I made the decision, it was like, Abby, everything will be okay. We're just stepping into the new version of ourselves and it's fine. I did instantly feel the peace. So I want to just put that out there, because I know that there's different types of like fear, or, you know, things like that. So yeah, most of the time we will feel like calm and peaceful because we know our power. And also, like, it's not, so we won't take action on our old limited beliefs. We know our new self, and we know that there are old limited beliefs, and they're old limited beliefs for a reason. So we won't ever go into, let's say it's like the being cheated on situation. We won't go into a new relationship and then automatically think they're cheating because, like, I got cheated on in my past. You won't do that, because you'll know that you've gone into the situation being your authentic self. And then let's say you had a thought and you thought, you was being told by your intuition that they are cheating. You would stand back and observe it and just be like, right, okay, so why am I feeling like this? Why is this come up? And you would, like, take action only when you've observed and really stood in your own power and observed and made sure in yourself, okay, so is this coming from my intuition or is this coming from past trauma? And you'll be able to observe it. But because you're so peaceful, and I'm not going to say, like, you'd be really happy about that, but because you're still able to keep your own worth and your own power in that moment, and you're observing everything that's happening, not like just letting them cheat and like watching it. I mean, like, as in observing the situation. Right, okay, so I'm getting told this right now. I'm going to look back and see how they've been acting and see what the energy is around that, and then take action, rather than, no, like, I'm going to ring them, go mad, like, that's it, obviously there's something wrong with me, that kind of energy. And then also your intuition is more, is everything I've just said. So it's more like intrigued and wants to know more, like, right, okay, so why am I hearing this? Like, why do I think this? Rather than just going in straight away. So I hope that was a bit easier to understand. I made a video on this before and it was like, too confusing. So I just wanted you to know the different versions, because sometimes we think we're thinking this thought for a reason. And I know I've been confused at times over this, because it's like, well, how am I meant to know? Like, how am I meant to know if this is my higher self or if it's my ego coming into play? So there's one more thing that I thought was really cool, and I've been doing it for a little while now, and sometimes I feel like I have the thought to do it and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it because I don't want to be told the wrong answer. But it's actually really fun. So I basically just, as I'm doing stuff, I've been doing a lot around food lately, so I'll just sit like and ask myself, right, okay, so I'll hold the plate of food, for instance, or the ingredients or whatever, and I'll be like, right, okay, so is this good for my body today? And then if it's a no, you'll be pulled back a little bit. If it's a yes, you'll be pulled forward. So yes is like pulling you into the situation, no is like take a step back. So it's just it's so amazing how it works, because I've been trying to really understand. I've been getting downloads all the time about my food and stuff like that, and just guidance like to eat different, and sometimes I don't really want to be told to eat healthy, so I'm like, I'm not going to ask it, but I'm having thoughts like, you should ask, and I'm like, no, because I want to eat this cake. But it's a really fun way of doing it, and it makes it a little bit easier. So when you have that thought and you feel a little bit negative energy around it, or you're not sure, then you could say, okay, spirit guides or whoever you resonate with, is this thought from my intuition? And if you get pulled back, you know it's not. Or if you get pulled forward, then you know it is. But you have to be really calm and present in the moment, because sometimes it's only a little tiny subtle movement, and you don't want to just be like sitting there like, didn't feel anything. So just calm your mind, calm yourself, and then feel into it. And the more you do this, the more you will feel, and you'll just know, you're like, no, not for me. And you can get, more confident with your power. So I enjoyed this video. This version was so much better. I know I should have done a new one, so this is me following my intuition and helping you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below how you got on with your intuition, and let me know if you did this motion, like, okay, did you go back when you were trying to eat that cake, or did you go forward? So if you might even be like me, and at the minute is trying to eat a lot more greens because I keep getting told eat more greens. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and also I will see you guys on tomorrow's video.